All right, today we are going to go through the practice test from theoretical and experimental probability. My suggestion would be that you fast forward through any part of this video to find the problems that you need a little bit more help with or an explanation around because you didn't understand it. All right, let's get started. Here we go. Problem number 1. There are 36 green, 22 white, 30 purple, and 14 blue gumballs in the gumball machine. Cherie wants to get a white or green gumball. So let's start with what is the probability of getting white? So when I look here, I see that there are 22 white, so that's going to become my numerator. And then all I have to do is add 36 plus 22 plus 30 plus 14, which gives me 102. Okay? B says, what is the probability of getting a green gumball? So now we're going to look for green, which is right here, 36 over 102. Remember, I do not have to simplify the fractions. I can. I don't have to put them into a decimal or a percent either. What is the probability that she will get a white or green? So this is always the one that confuses people. This word or means that basically they are the same color. So we're going to look at green and we're going to look at white. And when I add those together, 22 plus 36, okay, that's going to give me 58. So I have 58 over 100. All right, number 2 is now telling us to just list all the outcomes when rolling a fair die. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. What's the probability of getting 3? Well, I only see 1 3 here, so that's going to be 1 out of 6. Again, just write it as a fraction. You don't have to worry about writing it as a percentage or anything like that. B, what is the probability of getting a number less than 5? All right, so on this one now, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is not less than 5, so I have 4 out of 6, okay? And again, some people might have written it as 2/3. Totally okay. You don't have to simplify the fraction if you don't want to. All right, here we go. Amy reached into a bag, recorded the color of the tile she picked, returned the tile, and drew it again. These are the tiles she has drawn so far. So that's listed there. Based on this data, we want to know what is the probability of drawing a red tile. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 red tiles. And if I count how many times the drawing has been done, it has been done 10 times. So it's 4 out of 10. If you chose to simplify it, it would be 2 over 5. All right? B, what is the probability of not drawing a blue tile? So now we are going to look at everything that is not blue. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 out of 10. Again, I don't have to write it as a percentage. C, I know this is the one that tends to trick people the most. All right, if she draws 70 more times, how many times would you expect a green? So let's look at this. All right, green, 1, 2. So I have 2 out of 10. Okay, now it says 70 more times. So that's kind of a little bit tricky, right? So if I add 70 onto the 10, that's actually going to give me 80. Okay, so to go from 10 to 80, I'm going to multiply by 8. To go from 2, I have to multiply by 8, which is going to give me 16. But then, remember, I have to pay attention to this, how many times it's asking me. We talked about this about the quick quiz, right? So it needs to be 16 times. I'm sorry, that was not good writing. Right there for our answer. You're doing great. All right, let's take a look at this one. Use the spinner shown to answer the following. What is more likely, landing on an odd number? All right, so let's start with that. Odd, 1, 3, 5, 7. That's going to give me 4 out of 8. Okay, then we are looking at a number greater than 5. So, or a number greater than 5. So I have that, that, and that, which is going to give me 3 out of 8. So when you look at that, which is a greater value, right? Well, if I want to compare them, maybe I want to change them into a percentage. So 4/8 is really going to turn into 50%. Then 3/8 is going to turn into 37.5%. So when you do that and you look at those two percentages, I think you automatically know that it is going to be an odd number. Now looking at B, what percent chance is there to land on a prime number? Okay, so this always tends to throw a little people off. Remember, a prime number is just a number that is has only two factors, 1 and itself. Okay, so I'm just going to go in order. When I take a look at the number 1, 1 is not prime because if I multiply it by 1, my only other factor is 1. So it's a unique number. It's a unicorn, really, is what it is. So that is not prime. And if you remember from prime factorization, 2 is a prime number. Remember, we always list those first few prime numbers up on the top of our paper. 3, 4, 2 goes into 4, that's even, won't work. 5 is prime. 6, 2 goes into 6 as well. And then 7. 8, 2 goes into 8, so I have 4 out of 8, but it is asking me what percent. 4 divided by 8, which I did up here, is 50%. I type it in on my calculator, 4 divided by button, 8. And then that's going to take me to, I actually have to multiply it by 100, then that'll give me my percentage. Okay, so again, just kind of reflecting back, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13. Remember when we wrote those down for prime factorization? That's kind of applying to this.